Formula.
Welcome to Formula Friday, your weekly Formula One show. I'm Nick, that's Lewis. Not a lot of news today, but a few big topics I want to hit on. Max Verstappen racing at Nuremberg is a big one. Some rumors that we normally don't tackle, but I want to game it out. And, of course, history is being made in motorsports in general. But before we get on all that, Lewis, how's your week been, man?
Oh, week's been decent, I guess. It's just normal work and stuff. And I noticed you're wearing all Dale today, and I swear we did not plan this out. I have a drink for tonight, like I'm just gonna be drinking, and it's totally did not plan this out, but that is pretty awesome.
Incredible. Yeah, I got this this isn't an old shirt or an old hat. I got this directly from Junior's website because in the is it the Cars racing series, the thing he does?
Yeah.
He got the rights for Budweiser back, and when he did
Ooh.
that, he made a bunch of merch that looked like his old merch, but it's the Cars car. So I just jumped on a bunch of this merch as soon as I could because I'm always a Dale Jr. fanboy.
Yeah, I wonder if he got all of the rights back from Teresa, that great,
I
lovely
think
woman.
yeah, I think there was I think he just has it now. So I mean there's
Yeah, I
that.
think
From
that
the eight
because he couldn't race the
why he
80
made this
anymore
stuff.
because she had it and she owned the rights
Mhm.
for it, and yeah, she wasn't a great person. Isn't a great person? I don't know. Yeah, my work's just been good. Been just doing set work, wiring, got figured out. I had a short after I wired everything up. So then I had to desolder and find the short, and that was
Oh,
fun. Yeah, so got rid of the short, now just wiring everything back up. So that's good. But yeah, no, I printed out our lovely Formula Friday sign right there.
beautiful.
And yeah, no, it's just been me dealing with kids, sick kids now. But NBA playoffs are awesome, by the way. I know this isn't an NBA show, but NBA playoffs have been so good. My Thunder team haven't lost a game in the playoffs yet.
Yep.
Just putting
Yes.
that out there. Yeah, once we go against the San Antonio Spurs, Spurs are going to win the championship. They are so good. Victor
Um,
Wembanyama, an alien.
you're a basketball guy, and I know you don't care because your team's winning, but is this a weirdly weak playoff field this year?
So kind of like okay, so Lakers weren't expected to make it that far. LeBron just somehow has it at 41, sort of like Fernando Alonso. Uh, and like let's see, the 76ers we're not supposed to make it that far. Um, Knicks are really good, like they swept them. The
Bing
Cavs,
bong.
Cavs are pretty good. And Cleveland, they have James Harden, who's been in the playoffs his whole career. He's never missed the playoffs once, no matter what team he's on. He's been on like 5 teams.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, like, and he's never missed the playoffs once, but he's yet to make it to the finals, except for the one time when he was with OKC. But I mean, I like it. The Minnesota and Spurs series is really good. Victor Wembanyama, Anthony Edwards, like that. Those two are great together, and I really cannot wait for the Spurs to play the Thunder because that series is going to be good. It's already a rivalry. The crowds are intense. It's very college basketball atmosphere where everyone doesn't sit down the entire time. Everyone's loud. I love playoff basketball. But yeah, that's just been my life is playoff basketball right now. But what about you? How's your life going?
It's been pretty good. I that model car that I showed off last week, I started it this last weekend, but I've been doing this weird multitask thing. So the very first thing I did was the body, right?
Mm-hmm.
I set up my own little paint booth, which consists of an old sweet tea bottle with the body taped on to the sweet tea bottle, and then I have this big ass box. So that's been my painting booth, right? Like just out going outside on our table we have out there and just um it's looking really good. I am probably ready to clear coat the body. Uh the clear coating I'm really nervous about because part of the reason I waited to clear obviously is because it's an enamel based paint, the spray paint that I was using for this model, and you got to give it time to set, and I've never done anything like this before, so I'm just being very overly cautious about it.
Yeah.
But it should be set if not today then tomorrow, and then I'll clear it, and then after I clear it I think I have to let it wait another week. And in the meantime, I would like to be working on the engine and the internals and all of that. But let's see, December, I started working on building a Warhammer set that a friend of mine got me 4 years ago, and I just never got around to. And last Christmas, I'm like, listen, I'm finally gonna build it. I'm just gonna do it. It was my first time doing anything with like models and gluing and cutting and all of that. And I made some pretty decent progress on that for a few days, and then I just kind of put it off to the side up until I got this model. And now my problem is all this Warhammer stuff is kind of in my workspace that I want
Hmm.
for the car. So it's like, okay, I need to get this Warhammer stuff done. I'm not even going to get them painted. I'm just going to get them built. So they're out of my way so then I can focus on the car. So it's been like this weird multitask of kind of working on the body a bit, and then every night I've been trying to go down and at least do something with these Warhammer figures, building a little bit at a time. Just so hopefully by next week I'll be able to actually, get the engine stuff cut out and the engine block. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this because this is all new territory for me. And the annoying thing about building model cars is there's a billion ways you could do something, and it's freaking me out. It's a little overwhelming, but I'm also trying to set expectations. Like it's my first one, it's fine if it's not perfect, right? So my interior is going to be pretty simple. My engine, I think I'm going to glue all the engine together and then just prime it all in one go and then just kind of paint it piece by piece. I don't know if that'll look good, but it's going to be the way I'm going to do it. It feels less overwhelming to me to just kind of build the components and then prime and paint and just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Um Trying to figure out, so it's a I'm building an R32, a GTR. It's like this green metallic flake. The interior, instead of, I didn't want this model to be focused on the interior. That's for the next one, which might all may or may not have already been ordered, and I just need to get it imported from Japan. But I got a Stagia. I want one so bad. It's essentially an R34 station wagon.
Oh,
It's a station
nice.
wagon, but it's on an R34 Skyline platform. They're awesome. But so I have that basically waiting for me. I just need to pay the import fees to get that shipped here. So I wasn't going to worry about the interior, but the more I thought about it, the more I'm with my current car. I'm like, well, let's see if it's green metallic flake. It'd be really cool if I got like a satin gray for the
Mm.
dash and the seats, and then maybe I can do some orange on the inside of the seats. Do
Mm.
some orange accents, a little
Mm.
bit of green and orange, or maybe green and blue. I've been getting dangerous ideas that I promised myself I wouldn't do, but it's also like, well, I have the idea now. Why wouldn't I just do it? Why not just
Yep.
do it?
It's a slippery slope. I'm that way with my microcontrollers and everything. I have,
Yep.
let's see, 3 ESP32s, 5 Arduinos, multiple potentiometers. Cause it's like, hey, I can do this. Ooh, but hey, I need this one to do this with it, and it's like the weird justification for it. Um,
So
what's that?
originally I was just gonna do like a black interior, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
straight black interior. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, eh. Like it kind of went from, well, what if instead of straight black, I also get another color of paint, and then I could just put some accents in there. It's like, well, if I'm gonna do that, I don't know if I want straight black because like, it's not like what a car looks like. But if I get satin gray, I
Yeah.
think that would offset with the metallic green, and then I could also make it pop with like the orange accent. And I'm
Yeah.
just, the problem is I have the ability to do this. I don't know if I have the ability to do it well, but I feel like if I get it out of my system and use this as like a trial car, then like the more I do with this, the more I'm going to learn for the future, right?
Yeah, and then but then it just keeps on growing and growing. I do have a picture of your car that you sent in, and yes, that is a beautiful green, metallic, flaky, beautiful Need for Speed Underground vibe. Looking to the
Yeah.
car, it's very beautiful.
Green's one of my favorite colors, and I could have just done one of the stock colors because it's a Tamiya model, which I didn't realize was a really beginner friendly model. Like they're known for quality. I just kind of grabbed it because I like Nissans and I like Skylines. I'm like, ooh, GTR, yes. Um, but I love green flake. So my dad, he's a body guy, right?
Yeah.
He went to school for body work. He used to do his own models. Artist. He's a genius. And I was telling him my idea, and he's like, "Oh, you're starting out with metallic, huh?"
Mm.
Because he's like, you got to be really careful with that, otherwise the metal flake, and if you don't get
Yeah.
it right, it'll kind of group up. And I was terrified the whole time painting that, but it turned out great. It looks
It
good.
looks really good, and I'm very very impressed with that. I think you did a fantastic job. That is a beautiful looking car. Um, and yeah, I have nothing more to add to this, unfortunately. But though I do gotta say, I did see a car this weekend, and I thought of you. Or this week,
Yeah.
there's a car at work, and I was walking into work, and I hear this. I'm like, "Ooh, what is that?" And I look over. It is a 350Z. Ooh, convertible.
Uh,
It's a
I
soft.
don't
It
like
looks like
convertibles.
yeah, it looks like a soft top, but like still, it's a 350Z. But it's not super loud, but it's noticeable. And I'm like, ooh, Nick would like.
Sometimes I feel like a fraud as a car guy because I don't actually like convertibles.
Hey, that's
I don't
fine.
like convertibles.
I okay, so I am a Ford guy through and through. Love Fords. It's literally I own two F-150s right now. Anyways, I've always wanted a Mustang, and I see a
That is
Mustang
the
convertible.
300, right? That's an F300.
What? The
Two
F-300.
F-150s, that's just an F300.
Oh, that is. Yeah, yeah. That is very true. Well, one engine isn't running, so did that nullify it, or is it based off of body?
F275.
Ooh, there we go. Yeah. But anyways, I um, I'm a Mustang guy. I've always wanted a Mustang, but I'm a family guy, so I can't really feasibly get one. But I'll search every now and then, like, hey, what are they going for? And then I see
Mhm,
a convertible. I'm like, I just no, because then I gotta take care of it. It has to go in the garage. It's a soft
mhm.
top. It has to be pristine. If it rains, I gotta be super scared about it. Yeah, no, convertibles just like full dad mode goes into effect, and it just ruins all fun of like thinking about it. Like I can go on Porsche's website and like build my own 911. I can do that all the
Mhm.
time. I do that a lot. Like, ooh, how much money would I feasibly need? Ooh, what's the monthly payments look like? Let's put this in perspective. And then it gets a convertible. Like, ooh, I can't take care of that. But for some reason, I could justify taking care of a 911 GT3.
Mhm. Anyway, I was kind of talking to you before we actually get into what the show's supposed to be. I might have to ask you to make use of your 3D printer because I've been on a lot of forums because this is what happens, right? I get a hyperfixation on something and I try to learn everything I can about this thing.
Yep.
I know a little bit about a lot of things because I can't focus on one thing, which is also
Yes.
another reason I'm trying so hard to focus on building this car. I want this to be like the thing that I make. Um, there's a lot of people that also they take pictures of their model cars, but they also make these dioramas. So I've asked our mutual friend who makes like and who has stuff to make environments and stuff
Yes.
if he could because he mentioned the other day we were playing a game. He's like, I have all this stuff and I don't really know what to do. I'm like, if you want to make me like a scene or something
Ooh.
that I could use as like a display piece for my model cars, that would be cool. And
Japanese
I
mountains.
might ask, no, so I super basic. I just wanted like a gravel road in the middle of
Hmm.
nowhere, which is terrible actually for that R32. Don't do that. It's gonna chip the paint. But what I'm all of this to say is I've seen people make their own dioramas for their display and their pictures, and I see people that have like tiny toolboxes and little tiny jacks and
Yes.
everything just kind of around, and they make it a real garage vibe. So one of these days, don't be surprised if I ask you to make me some tiny tools.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't go with like Japanese mountains down the hillside drifting.
I didn't want to ask our friend to do that,
Uh,
but also I'm a simple guy. I like gravel roads in the middle of nowhere.
that's
It's my
very true.
roots.
Speaking of our friend, though, I do have to ask. I was talking to our mutual friend, and how's the golf going between you two?
He's better than I am, but so I've been playing on a different swing difficulty than he
uh,
was because it gets kind of boring just going bump bump, and it's
yeah,
just kind of the ball goes exactly where it's supposed to go. I like to challenge myself a little bit, so I was playing on pro swing difficulty, which I'm not
ooh,
ready for.
ooh, yeah, that's the
I
fun
actually
one.
bumped it down to pro am, and he bumped his up to pro am, and it's been getting a little closer between us, but he's still better than I am, which is fine. I don't necessarily play that game to be competitive. I just like to play it because it's kind of
Yes,
chill.
I just I was talking to him. It's also the same mutual friend that always won in chess. So I just thought it was funny that
Yep,
there's just something else that he's just somehow good at. And like this guy is smart as hell,
he is.
but like
He's good at a lot of things. I love
yeah,
him,
but like I don't know how he's just good at these things. He's just great at everything. Very much like Max Verstappen.
and he likes to
Uh,
nice. Except
oh,
we're not starting there.
damn it! Tried.
Ah, listen, you tried. What we are going to start with, though, is a happy birthday.
Oh, thanks. It's not for a couple more months, but thanks, Nick.
Not you,
Oh.
Formula One. The
Oh.
reason we are here right now. It
Oh.
is the 76th anniversary of the very first British Grand Prix, the first Formula One World Championship race in Silverstone, May 13th, 1950. Italian driver Nino Farina won the race driving an Alfa Romeo.
Ooh. 1950. That's about when our mutual friend was born too. Anyways, yeah,
Oh, that's
Alfa
mean.
Romeo. Nina Farina, the first
Mhm.
one on the list. He's the first one on the poster.
I need it. That's fun, you know. It's I
Yeah.
like that Formula One is old, but it's not. Ooh, sorry,
Oh.
I just saw that the Dolphins extended Devon Achan. That makes me
Oh.
very happy. Uh,
Okay.
I I like that Formula One is old, but not so old that we don't have any records of it. Like we have video evidence of the first Grand Prix.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of it, but we have it. It's old, but it's not ancient. It's not like baseball, right? Where dudes with mustaches were throwing balls probably in the 1700s to each other.
Yeah,
We have a
and
tangible starting point for Formula One, and like in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that long ago.
yeah, and the rules weren't like, yeah, they were different. They were completely different, but like they weren't so different. Like baseball, if you think about back in the day, back before like Babe Ruth and everything, like you catch the ball off a bounce and that's an out. Like
Uh
it was
huh.
very weird. Like the rules were completely pretty much different. But yeah, it's very awesome to see like, hey, we have these cars, the open wheel concept, and go around and first one across the line after X amount of laps wins. Like it's pretty much the same concept.
Yeah, and like it wasn't even like a groundbreaking thing. They just decided to organize it.
Yeah. And on
Which,
this
thank you
retired
for organizing
airfield.
it.
Yes. And I mean, remember the 75th anniversary, or was it 75th, or what was that? The Silverstone race. It was something special. It was during COVID where they had the British Grand Prix and then
Oh, it
they
was the
had that.
70th. It would.
Yeah.
It is the 70th.
Yeah, where that's the one where Lewis Hamilton finished on three wheels somehow. Like, cause
Uh huh.
that guy just is insane.
Peak Lewis.
Yeah, good old Lewis. Oh,
All right. That's I don't have a good transition for this, so I'm just gonna say this tweet from Formula Racers to you, and I'll let you react. Gucci are reportedly in talks to become Alpine's title sponsors in 2027. There is a possibility that Alpine could compete as Gucci Alpine Formula One team, or there's a chance that Alpine might even drop it. Or no, BWT is dropping. Probably
I
because BWT is their title sponsor.
yeah. So would they still have the pink? I'm assuming. Anyways,
I
uh,
don't think so.
yeah. Uh, so you sent me this post, or you sent me that tweet, and I literally responded show notes. Like this has to go on there because I have a
Uh
couple
huh.
takes right away. First off, that is a perfect sponsor for Pierre. There's one model on the grid. It's Pierre George, I would say, but like Pierre is the like supermodel like type of guy. He looks more of a supermodel.
Hmm.
I have a crush on Pierre. It's simple. Anyways,
That's
and
fair.
also for a sport that is very much bougie and very yes, indubitably like that type of thing, how much more can you get by having a name Gucci as a team racing? Like it kind of gives like a weird message. I'm not a huge fan of this. I really am not.
Yeah, I
And
think it's a weird. I think it's a weird choice. It feels like a weird decision. It like you kind of like what you were saying. It somehow feels out of place.
yes, and like the trophies. Remember, every time they show the trophy, they're just like the trophy travels with Louis Vuitton. It's like
Hmm.
it's very posh, and it's kind of for a racing series that's like trying to like come to Americans and like show Americans like as Americans, do we really care about like the upper echelon of people, the richy rich? Like I'm pretty sure like not like politically or anything, just there's a majority of Americans that are not super rich. Like
I
so
actively want to eat them. The
exactly
rich, not
that's
the
like
Americans that aren't rich.
oh, I was gonna say, well, but that caught me off guard. Sorry, but like it's just, I don't know. It just feels who are you targeting to? Like for me, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and I don't know any other brands. I'm not a fashion guy, really don't need sponsorship. It's just like they are there, and you don't like you see someone wearing, you're like, ooh, I want that. Like Supreme or Bape or whatever it
Mhm.
is. They don't have sponsorship. It's just higher end people wear them, and
Well, it's
it just
also
feels weird.
what is another weird thing that I'm thinking about right now is the other clothing brands in Formula One are like Tommy Hilfiger or Puma, which or Adidas, which aren't cheap,
AlphaTauri,
but they're not that level, you
yeah,
know? Like
AlphaTauri tries to be.
the only thing that is that level would be the watch brands in
Yeah,
Formula One. Otherwise, it's all pretty normal, like sports or athletic adjacent clothing type of things. And I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You know, if there's a Gucci card, there's a Gucci card. It's probably going to look weird. I
yeah,
am actually excited to see what that looks like. I am worried that it's going to be a darker color though, and that is like the car itself, and that is like a main worry I guess I have because as much as I rag on the Alpine for being derivative of itself over the last however long, it's still pink and blue, and that's a really fun, easy to pick out kind of car, right? It's
yeah,
part of the reason I missed the Kick Sauber. As dumb as that team name was, it was green as hell.
yeah. Uh,
You just know notable.
Yeah, I remember when the Kick Sauber came out, people on like Reddit and stuff were like, "Hey, you can green screen this." So
Uh huh.
like they just had like superimposed like stuff on there. Like Valtteri Bottas's bottom like was just on there as he was driving around. It was really fun time. But yeah, overall, it just feels really wrong. Like who is this for?
Who knows?
Yeah,
I
that's my main take. Is like it just feels wrong. Like I'm not a huge fan of this at all.
Gucci probably just has some money burning a hole in their Gucci pockets, and they're like, Formula One, why not? And who knows with the popularity increasing in the US market, maybe that's who they're targeting. Maybe they are targeting more of the like the people who can afford to go to Miami and Las Vegas. Maybe that's who they're targeting in America.
Yeah, I mean that's that could be.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, from that weird thing to this cool thing. Women women's driving legend of driving, Catherine Legg. I don't know how to introduce her. She's awesome. She kicks ass. She's been racing in America forever. DTM, Champ Car, Indy. She was the first woman, the fastest woman to to qualify for an Indy Series race. I think she broke that record. First woman to win a major open wheel race in North America in 2005. She's raced in IMSA. She's racing in the Indy 500 this year. But that's not it. That's not all. Not only is she doing the 500, she's also going to do the Coke 600 because she also races in NASCAR. And she is trying to join the likes of Tony Stewart, Robbie Gordon, Kurt Busch, and Kyle Larson as people who have done the Indy 500 and the Coke 600 in the same day. And I think she's going to do it because she's awesome. Just looking at her Wikipedia page, incredible woman. My God. She did Formula E when it first started in 2014. She's broken
Yeah,
a lot of records, ARCA Cup, Pikes Peak. She's a member for the Women in Motorsport Commission for the FIA. Inducted into the Long Beach Motorsports Walk of Fame as the first woman to earn the honor. She's cool.
she's very cool.
She's
Like it's awesome to see not only somebody to compete this, but like or try to complete this, but also a woman doing it. So
mhm.
it's it's a really cool feat. For those who don't know, the Indy 500 is run in obviously Indianapolis, where the Coke 600 is ran in Charlotte, right?
Oh, she was also a test driver for F1 in 2005, by the way, for Minardi.
Hmm. Oh, remember Minardi? Oh, wow. Uh, but yeah, it's in
Just
Charlotte.
go to her Wikipedia page and just look at her racing career. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you. It's just I admittedly have never I didn't hear about her until recently and I regret that because I she's awesome. What the hell? Uh what a person.
Uh, yeah, she's really insane and it's cool. Uh, it has been done 5 times, and basically you race in Indy, Indianapolis, and then you fly all the way to Charlotte and race a 600-mile race there, which is
Hmm.
insane. It is awesome. Like it is 1,000 miles of just pure racing in one day. Very similar to endurance racing, but you don't have a relief driver or anything. It's just you're racing two different styles of car,
Hmm.
and it's insane. And there's only been one person ever to all complete all 1,100 miles in the same day, and that was Big Smoke, Tony Stewart.
Of course it was.
That guy is amazing.
He
And
really is. I didn't appreciate him at the time. I have appreciated Tony Stewart more in hindsight.
yes,
'Cause, I mean, I was a kid when he was racing, but
yeah, I had a conversation with a buddy yesterday. We were just going back and forth, and I told him that, like, honestly, hot take, maybe not a hot take, like Max Verstappen is the best driver that we have on Earth right now. He's the best driver on the planet. You know, just I feel like he can compete in any car he gets in. And he brought up the point. He goes, Tony Stewart. And I was like, huh? And then he went through the NHRA drags, he does,
mhm.
sprints like on dirt, he does, NASCAR, he does, Indy car, he did. Like he just drives and
The
he's
SRX.
yeah, he just does it, and he does it like with not so much prompt and circumstance to it. He just drives and he's
Has he
very
ever
very
raced an
good.
IROC? He
Um,
had to have, right? I'm sure he had to have.
looking, I'm one click away from his. Oh my goodness, his. So he's raced in NASCAR, O'Reilly's, which is the or Bush Series, Craftsman Truck Series, NASCAR
Oh, yeah.
Canada.
He's raced an IROC and he's kicked ass.
Yeah,
He's competed the series 5 times, securing 4 wins. Okay, so yes. Wow. Tony Stewart's awesome.
he
He's
is.
like the anti Jimmy Johnson to me. I can't stand Jimmy Johnson. I love Tony Stewart.
Yeah, he's done wheel and modifies, Rolex. He's done like he just does it. I got nothing more, but like yeah, Matt Tony Stewart is probably the closest we've had to that. They've been doing it, and it's no surprise that he has done the full 1,100 miles of the dual race, the head to head or whatever they want to call it. The double duty is what they call it.
They call it the double duty.
Yes, it literally has a page. Double duty.
Incredible.
Duty.
I do think that Catherine has a chance to be the next person to go all 1,000. I do. She is, I mean, look at her resume. She's incredible. She's got a lot of experience in a variety of other series. She just likes to race. She's from the UK. She came up through like F4, and after DTM is when she decided to come to the States and do some of our racing here.
Yeah. Uh,
Incredible woman.
yeah. One last thing on the double duty. uh, the best ever finishing is obviously Tony Stewart. He
Mhm.
finished sixth at Indy and third at Charlotte on the same day.
My God.
That
Two
is
top tens?
insane. Yeah, like that is insane. Like because IndyCar is doing on at Indy, like that's just not like flat out. Like there's actually a lot to that track with the
Mm-hmm.
car and everything. But that is
100%.
going 220 miles an hour plus, and then you go to Charlotte, which isn't flat out at all. You have to brake, you have to manage tires, and for 600 miles. Oh my lord, that is insane. Huh? Sorry.
I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that this weekend. No, that's fair. I don't usually make indie appointment viewing because I'm usually up early to watch Monaco, but that's not a thing we have to worry about anymore. So maybe I will have to pay attention to the indie race. I don't know if I'm gonna watch the Coke 600, but I might. It kind of depends on what I'm doing with the wife. I
Ah,
got
I
her into
love hearing it.
Formula One, but I haven't quite convinced her to let me watch or to get into NASCAR or Indy yet.
That's fine. I haven't convinced you to get into WEC or IMSA yet.
Again, it's not that I don't want to. I just don't know how to.
That's fine. That's my one. That's my one time I can bring it up per
Hey,
episode.
I've been watching GT World. That's like a gateway to WEC.
Yeah, that's 1/3 of the competition.
Well, you'd mentioned Max Verstappen earlier.
Yes.
Which time? Who knows? All of them. And now this is a rumor that I saw floating around Twitter. And I try not to talk about rumors on the show because I like to just talk about and react to things that are set in stone concrete. But this one made me think, and I just kind of want to game this out. So we're going to talk about this rumor, but we're not going to talk about it as if it's actually going to happen. I just kind of wanted to just think about what could happen if it did, if that makes sense,
Yes.
hypothetically. I saw that there are rumors of McLaren and Red Bull meeting for a potential swap of Max and Oscar. So Oscar would go to Red Bull and Max would go to McLaren.
Yes.
What okay, so here's what I think. I don't think this would happen. This is insane. Um Max going to McLaren, it feels almost like a lateral move at this point with how both of them are. Red Bull's a little worse than McLaren is this season, but it still feels pretty lateral. The swap would definitively make Lando a number 2, which feels like it goes against everything Zach Brown stands for, especially with Lando, because Lando is Max or is Zach Brown's guy. He just is.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the number 1, but I can't see him demoting Lando to a definitive number 2, because if Max is on your team, he's the number 1. That's Max. That's what happens. Max isn't going to share a number 1 spot with Lando, even if Lando is a former champion, even if Lando is good, even if they're friends. That's not going to happen. And so that also like kind of makes a block in my brain. But then Oscar going to Red Bull kind of makes sense to me.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's like, well, no, actually, Oscar to Red Bull makes sense. I just can't figure out how to make Max to McLaren make sense. That's
Okay.
where I'm at.
Okay. So I had the same friend that we were talking about, Tony Stewart. This what started the conversation. So he's like, "You're in a big into F1." This is how the conversation started. He goes, "You're big into F1. What's up with this? You know, the Max and Oscar rumors." And I was like, "Well, if you want more takes like this, go to youtube.com/Formula Friday."
Nice.
Thank you. So literally what I said. But and I'm like, and then I laid it out for him. So GP is going to McLaren.
Yes.
Why wouldn't Max follow him? Max said he doesn't want to work for anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if he goes there, I feel like Max doesn't care if he's number 1 or number 2. He's going to drive the same. And I feel like he is respectful enough of that where he's going to complain. I mean, every Formula 1 driver does. But he can still drive like he's number 1 no matter what. And if McLaren doesn't have a number 1, papaya rules stuff, like I can see Max being okay with that. It's like, as long as you don't favor him over me, I'm gonna drive him like hard, like crazy. And which makes sense to me, especially with GP going over there. That is like the biggest thing for me that I can see that, because Max says he doesn't want to work with anybody else. Because honestly, who would put up with Max more than GP besides Kelly Piquet? And that's really honestly the truth there. Now, with Oscar going to Red Bull, this makes a lot of sense for me because Oscar doesn't want to be number 1. He should be number 1. McLaren's the weird team on the grid where they have 2 number 1 drivers. I mean, you can count Ferrari and Mercedes, but let's be honest there. On those 2 situations, it was George and it was Charles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of switching around there, but and Kimmy's probably going to be the number 1 here soon. There, I think that Red Bull would be smart to do that. They have a young, great driver. Max is on his way out. Max says he doesn't want to have fun anymore. He's just racing to have fun. If he gets bored, he's just going to leave. Like, I can see Max quitting mid-season and be like, I don't want to anymore. Like, that's just a Max thing. He's very Kimi Räikkönen in that way, where he's just like, I don't want to do this. And I think that'd be a great move. And with Helmut Marko being gone and Christian Horner being gone, Red Bull seems to be very open to going outside of the driver pool, which is also like why this move makes sense. Because if they are trying to distance themselves from what they used to be and become what they are now, this would make a strategic type of move for it.
You're right, and Red Bull's never had an Australian driver, so I think this would be a really cool way to usher in.
Yeah,
couldn't say that with a straight face.
Yeah, good old Danny Rick, R.I.P. Or Mark Webber.
That's what I'm saying. Red Bull loves Australian drivers. I so okay. I do agree. The Oscar, like I said earlier, the Oscar move to Red Bull makes a ton of sense to me, actually. Uh, you have convinced me a little bit with Max probably not caring, but even if it's not a team number one, he's going to be a skill number one
Oh yeah.
because, like I was saying, he's Max Verstappen, right? I love Lando to death. He's not Max. He's not going to race at the same level as Max and the same machinery. It's just not going to happen. I That's why it's confusing to me because I see Max just leaving Formula One before going to another team.
Yeah,
I
so
could
do
see
I.
Max instead of doing the swap be like, "All right, I'm just gonna go do GT racing because that's fun for me right now." And McLaren, I could see McLaren getting rid of Oscar and maybe I don't know, um, maybe they trade one of Red Bull's prospects or somebody else up and coming for Red Bull or whoever whatever driver has Red Bull rights. It feels like half the grid is owned by Red Bull and
Yeah,
was
pretty
in
much.
some
Yeah.
way.
That's actually kind of. It used to be really true that half the grid used to be Red Bull driver, but
Uh-huh.
two things real quick. One, I could. What if like Max is like, hey, I'm leaving here soon, and like, if Red Bull's just like, here you go, you want to go over here for a little bit and just see what other teams are like. We'll take on this young guy. You know, maybe that's what it is, kind of like trading an expiring contract. You
Hmm.
know. Two, Formula One needs trading. Could you imagine how fun that would be?
That'd be crazy.
Hey, we're going to trade you these prospects for Kimmy Antonelli or something. Obviously, that would never happen. You would never trade Kimmy, but like maybe a
No.
George. George might be on the table. But like, yeah, that'd be fun. I would be okay with that.
Okay. I am getting excited again for this not silly season, like this mock silly season that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, let's say this happens. Max, for some reason, at McLaren, Oscar at Red Bull. You mentioned it earlier. Kimmy's coming off of winning a championship, right? He's the new number one. No way George can handle that. So George goes to Aston because Fernando just retired.
Mm.
And now, let's see, there's an open space at Mercedes. Mercedes, I'm sure they have a billion drivers they could pick from in F2. So they pluck somebody up there, boom.
Mm.
And
I
now Kimmy's the number one driver, and his teammate is a couple years older than he is and has a chip on his shoulder. And then Mercedes gets really weird vibes for the next, I don't know, 3 years.
They become the new Red Bull.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Huh. I did see something I didn't research on it. I didn't put in the show notes because it was just like a rumor. I'm assuming, but Fernando Alonso says he wants to keep racing so his son can see him race. His son was just born,
Yep.
so
Oh, Fernando.
I mean, I didn't see if that was true or anything, but that could seem like a very Fernando quote, where he's
What are
just
the
like,
odds? What are the odds that Fernando replaces Burt Mylander whenever Burt Mylander decides he wants to stop driving the pace car?
"Oh my!" I could imagine that because instead of the drivers telling him to slow down or to speed up, they're going to tell him to slow down.
Hmm.
God, that'd be awesome.
And we're gonna finish off the show with another bit of Max Verstappen stuff. So, as I'm sure you know,
Mm-hmm.
he's racing at the Nuremberg 24 hours. Uh, Not only is he racing in it, he sold it out. That race in 50 years has never had a sellout crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And now, the first time Max Verstappen races in it, it's a sold out crowd. Completely sold out. And it kind of made me think. I had this conversation with a friend of mine the other day. Is Max, we know that Max is the best driver on the planet right now. Like, that's, you can't dispute that. Is it too early to start saying that Max is the undisputed best auto racing driver of all time? Like, just straight up, he is the best person to ever be behind a wheel in competitive racing in history.
I don't have a problem saying that, like, because I mean, other drivers in the past have done like Indy 500 because that used to be part of the points for Formula One in a weird way, and
Hmm.
but that's very similar concept. Back in the day, people would do GT3 races, but those cars were it was a weird car. I don't think we've had someone do this, and like I honestly think that he can set foot in a car and do really good on. There was a video that came out this week. I know it's next on the show notes, but it's that him driving that, was it Super Formula or what was it? Car in Japan,
It wasn't Super Formula. It was Super GT 500.
Super
Uh,
GT 500
he was testing it at Fuji for the first time ever,
in the
and
rain.
yeah, in the rain, and he was matched against. And I'm just reading from this race tweet. Top GT driver Etsushi Miyake. His best time was around that track was 144.075. Verstappen's very first lap was a 144.142.
Yeah. Did you see the video of it?
Yeah.
He stalled it coming out the pits. Like he's that unfamiliar with the car, but somehow can go what 2 seconds faster in the rain.
Yeah, that was 2 laps later. His first lap was 144.142, and then 2 laps later he hit a 142.290, completely blowing this legend's record out of the water on a car he's never raced before.
Yeah, in
At
the
a
rain.
track that I'm sure he's only really done in iRacing.
Yeah, it's insane. He is so good, and I just this man. I still have the. I don't know if you want to call it a hot take or conspiracy theory that Max is done racing when GP is set to leave Red Bull because Max is going to go to WEC.
You think he's going to end up at WEC? You think he's going to land at WEC and not stay?
Yes, I think he's leaving Formula One. He's going to WEC.
No, I'm with you on the leaving Formula One. Why are you so dead set on WEC being the next stop?
So he has said multiple times he wants to do Le Mans. Le Mans is part of WEC's thing. It's part of their schedule. WEC has like 10 races a year, which isn't a whole lot, which is great for Max. He can do all these other events. Two, Ford is their sponsor right now. They are set to enter WEC with their new prototype 4GT, their Le Mans hypercar equivalent. And I think that's in a year. And GP is leaving in 2 years. That gives Ford plenty of time to, hey, work out the kinks, kind of like what we thought Audi's going to be doing. And then all of a sudden, hey, we have this legend driver. Why not have him go drive? And I think it would be a perfect opportunity. He can work with them as they develop it. He's right there with Ford, and they could literally build a car around him if he wants to do it. And it's not even just a brand loyalty. Max Verstappen has his Verstappen.com GT team that's raced Ferraris. He's racing the 24-hour Nürburgring in a Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really brand loyalty type of thing, but it's just he's right there with them. Why wouldn't he join them if he wants to do WEC?
Yeah. And I mean, Ford has such little brother syndrome when it comes to people like Ferrari. I could see Ford jumping at the opportunity to be able to have a GT designed in part by Max Verstappen, and then when they sell the commercial version, they can market it as like the Max Verstappen. Like Max Verstappen designed this car, like what Ferrari has done forever.
Yeah, I mean it's insane. I mean, because their prototype car, from what I've seen, it doesn't really look like a prototype car like you normally see, like the Porsche, like with the weird. We saw the McLaren last week. The Ford GT doesn't really kind of look like that. It looks more like the Ford GT that's on the road. So it's weird. They've taken their road car and made it into a prototype car, which is vice versa. Usually we see that in a GT3 car, but they have the Mustang as a GT3 car.
I haven't actually seen this yet, so I'm looking at it right now on Barrett Jackson. You're right. That is
just the Ford GT.
That's just a GT.
Yeah. So, right? I mean, everything's lining up for this to work. And like I said, I have no nothing in solid to like justify my theory, but nothing to disprove it yet.
Yeah, no, honestly, that's a really solid theory. You're talking me into that one as well. You're talking me into a lot tonight. By the way, side note, talking about prototypes, I'm sure you've seen the Aston Martin prototype, right?
The Valkyrie.
It looks like the Batmobile.
Oh, the new one that they're testing. Yes.
Yeah, they're cooking something, and I don't know what it is.
I know. Well, so this past Saturday, WEC was at Spa, And
One of my favorite tracks of all time. I
yeah,
love Spa.
it was a really really good race. Spoiler alert, I guess. 1-2 was the for the prototypes was the BMWs. Our good friend, you know what? I think you'd be our friend. Kevin Magnussen finished second.
Oh, good job, K-Mag.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, it was good racing, except for I'm going for Aston Martin. I really love the Valkyrie. It looks so good. There was an incident. Hopefully somebody could see it or whatever. Coming on the Kimmel Straight, he gets pushed off and goes to the grass and like loses it. I'm like, oh, he had a chance for a podium, and still, my Aston Martin fandom carries over into WEC, and they still don't get a podium.
Watch
Yeah.
GT, so you have to cheer for Lance Stroll whenever he makes the full move.
Oh God, no. Oh. Oh no.
Honestly, I don't have a problem cheering for Lance in GT.
No, you're not wrong there, but the Valkyrie was just, it sounds good. It's a V10 engine racing with cars that are running like V6 hybrids, and they have electrical power and stuff. And the Valkyrie's like V10, naturally aspirated, no electrical power, like no battery. Just like why? Yeah, because we can. Like how
Why
can you
not?
not love it?
All right. That's been the show for tonight. Not a whole, like I said, not a whole lot, but there's a few things I wanted to touch on, mostly the Max thing. Next week we get a preview Canada. We're racing again. It's so weird
Ooh.
that we had a month of no racing, and then we had a week where we raced, and then we had to wait 2 more weeks before we got any racing again. 3 weeks.
Yeah, don't you love the snip snap snip snap?
It's the best. So until next week when we preview Canada, which by the way, I'm excited for. I'll actually get to watch it this year. The last
Ooh.
couple years I haven't got to watch Canada live. I had to stay up late last year to watch Canada, later than I should have because that's during the College World Series stuff and I work that. So like I can never watch Canada the last few
Hmm.
years, but I'll get to watch it live this year, and I'm super stoked. So join us next week when we preview Canada. I'm sure we'll talk about Indy also because the Indy 500 you have to talk about it, and we'll have a whole bunch more things to talk about as well.
Well, much more coming to you live from Formula Friday.
Whole much more. I've been